Welcome to the Big Talk podcast, where we chat all things business and personal development related, totally unfiltered and unscripted. I'm your host, Amanda Davies, and I'm here to help you transform into the leader you were born to be, stand apart from the competition, and most importantly, share your message with the world in a big, big way. Are you ready? Welcome once again to Big Talk. So if you have been following my work for any amount of time now, you know that I have a little bit of a bee in my bonnet around, when you look at the coaching industry and when you look at the course creation industry and when you look at this industry online generally, there is a lot of discussion around this sort of overly masculine, structured way of running your business and the bro marketing culture and the churn out 50 pieces of content a day type culture versus this incredible, flowing, beautiful, feminine kind of just be creative and flow type culture. And we have this push and pull between these two strategies, if you like, or these two paradigms in this industry. And you guys know, if you've been following me for any amount of time, how much this really irks me, because it is not about existing at one end of the spectrum or the other. To have real business success and to have not only financial success, but to have the kind of success where you feel joyous and fulfilled and incredible about what you do, it's about finding comfort and finding security on some part of that spectrum. Okay. And that's going to be largely determined by how you operate, what works for you, what feels good to you. But it's also about recognizing that you are existing in a business paradigm as well. And just to give you an example of this, I had an amazing breakthrough call this week with incredible woman, incredible, but she was only sort of making about 1,500 to 2K a month in her business. And for her, that was clearly not enough money. She wanted to be sort of more up around that 10K mark in her business. And when I sort of asked her a little bit more about her strategy and what she'd been doing to really grow her business, she said, well, I don't like strategy. I don't like feeling confined by that. I don't like using systems. I don't like using structures. And I don't want to be overly strategic because I just find that constricts me. I want to just exist in my feminine and be in that creative energy and to just do things as and when I feel inspired to do them. And kind of when we dug a little bit deeper on this, because I find this really fascinating. Okay. And I've had people at other ends of the spectrum and things too, where they've been focused overly on the strategy and the kind of the ticking the boxes and the transactional sort of stuff. But the really fascinating thing about this is that when we dug a little bit deeper, what we found is that she was from a background where there was never enough money to go around. There was never enough security, I guess, within her house from a very practical perspective. She struggled to exist, I guess, within the confines of, or, what we could see to be the confines of capitalism. So she really resisted that. And this isn't a one-off. I hear and see this quite a lot, whether it's sort of that sort of scarcity, money, capitalism, I don't like capitalism, that kind of thing, or whether it's actually, I just don't work well with structures kind of thing, and I prefer to be over here and I'm more spiritual and I want to be more intuitive in my work kind of thing. Whatever it is, it doesn't really matter. But the truth is that it's not getting you the results that you say you want. Because when we kind of probed into it a little bit more, yes, she was making sort of a couple of grand a month, clearly not enough for her and what she desired to be making. She was feeling frustrated and burnt out, even within that, almost like that totally organic flowing type model. She was already burnt out within that space. So actually her mindset of, I just want to flow and I don't want to be restricted, and I just want to work intuitively and do things as and when it pleases me and when I feel inspired, when lightning strikes, actually it wasn't working out for her. Okay. And the same can be true. As I said, I've worked with people at the other end of the spectrum too, where they are just far too much in the strategy, where they've actually removed the heart and soul of why they're doing this and what they're doing in the first place. And they they almost sort of squash any creative energy too that they want to bring to their business. So it's about this spectrum, all right? And it's this spectrum of the linear to the organic, and existing and flowing on that spectrum at the right time in your business. Because when it comes to, and I've spoken a lot about masculine and feminine energetics, you could even look at the masculine as that linear, strategic side, the feminine as that creative flow side, organic side. There has to be that harmony between the two energetically in your business, recognizing that we do exist within a business paradigm, okay, and that you are running a business. And at the end of the day, we need to be strategic. Okay, we need to be strategic, and we also need to be creative, and we also need to flow, and we also need to have that joy to bring to the strategic too. All right. And this is something that I really cover in my Thrive Academy business mastermind as well, because sometimes, we find this a lot, but people can really resist the strategy. And then others really resist the creativity as well. And so it's just about recognizing that you can feel safe within all of it. It's about recognizing that having that strategic container, having the systems in place, even if it's not like all of the systems, but even if it's just a few systems, having some support from a VA or from a coach, or having some kind of a framework to your messaging and to your structured offers, that is really going to allow you to live and exist more freely in that creative organic space anyway, because it's held. And this is very much how the masculine and the feminine energies work together. The masculine can create the container, creates the container, and the feminine flows and plays within that. But without that container, the feminine just becomes unbridled and kind of burnt out and frustrated and all over the shop. But without that container, but with that container, that energy has a place and a safe place to land as well, and vice versa. You can just have that container but no heart and soul inside of it, and you're going to have a really boring business that probably doesn't light you up. Okay, so it's always about existing on this spectrum, based on what your business is calling for, what your challenges are, and actually bringing both of these energies to the table. This is so important. Okay, it's really, really, really important. But knowing that you can feel safe within all of it, you can feel safe within the organic and within the linear, knowing that energetically you can draw on any of these parts to your business at any time, having that container in which to hold that sort of feminine play and that flow and that creativity. Honestly, it's just a game changer. It's a game changer. And these people that are online that you see who are just all about the flow and all about, let's just kind of do what feels inspiring to us, it's bullshit. Because when you look at it, they are still existing within some kind of a framework or within some kind of a structure, and their messaging is held within that space. But what they've done is that they've created those behind the scenes. Obviously, they're playing out that incredible flow and magic and creativity. Yes, and we see that. But the message really still is that you need both. All right. And so this is what I really love working with my clients on, to help them discover, all right, so what is that masculine container? What does that look like? What works for you there? Recognizing that there's no one size fits all, but creating a container and a framework that's strong enough and secure enough to be able to hold your message, hold your magic, hold your flow, hold the creativity, hold the heart of your business too. All right. So this is what we do in my private coaching and in my Thrive Mastermind as well. So super fascinating stuff. I wanted to just share my thoughts on that, my views on that too. If you're interested in finding out more, please feel free to reach out, book your breakthrough call with me this week. I would love to chat with you about what's personally coming up for you in your business, and maybe where you're struggling with this too. And if I can help you, if my team and I can help you, I'm very happy to share more details too. But you can find a link to book your call somewhere around this video, or you can just go to lightpurposeliving.com/talk, and we'll chat very soon. Okay, bye.